Since being first introduced to audiences in A New Hope, the smooth-talking smuggler and rebel hero Han Solo has become one of the most iconic and popular characters in all of Hollywood, in no small part thanks to Harrison Ford's portrayal and unique personality. While Star Wars introduced audiences to things they had never seen, Jedi, stormtroopers, and a mysterious villain known as Darth Vader, the Western character plopped into a sci-fi world still found a way to captivate people all over the world. Harrison Ford's Han Solo charisma combined with his chemistry with Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker and Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia is one of the many reasons why Star Wars was more than just another sci-fi movie. Ford would go on to reprise his role as Han Solo in The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars The Force Awakens, and The Rise of Skywalker. However, the character of Han Solo was almost very different, and the impact of this change would have rippled out to the entire franchise as a whole. George Lucas's early drafts for what would become Star Wars were significantly different from the final movie. Perhaps one of the biggest differences between George Lucas's early Star Wars ideas and the hit movie that premiered in 1977 was Han Solo, described in the first draft of the Star Wars as a huge, green-skinned monster with no nose and huge gills. While Star Wars characters being rather different in earlier versions was quite common, Darth Vader's original voice, Luke Skywalker's Starkiller name, none of these examples can compare to just how different Han Solo would have been in this original version. Essentially, the Star Wars character played by Harrison Ford as audiences know it would not have existed. While this original Han Solo would also be acquitted with General Luke Skywalker, who was more of an Obi-Wan Kenobi character than the actual Luke Skywalker from the movie, everything else about him would have been different from the character Ford played. Han Solo was going to be a member of the Urelian species and part of the Jedi Bendu team of Imperial bodyguards. A version of this original Han Solo was portrayed in the Star Wars by Jonathan W. Rinzler and Mike Mayhew, based on Lucas's The Star Wars draft. If George Lucas had kept the alien Han Solo concept in the final versions of the Star Wars script, it is difficult to imagine that the character would have turned out to be similar to the one Harrison Ford played, even if the rest of the story was not that different. Ford's portrayal of Han Solo's flaws defined the character, and this would have been impossible in an alien design. The original Han Solo concept would have made him more of a sidekick, perhaps even a gimmick character, rather than an actual companion to the likes of Luke and Princess Leia. Ironically, the original Han Solo could have turned out to be more like Chewbacca. Han Solo's relationship with Leia, which in Star Wars was a Lady and the Tramp type of dynamic, would likely never have happened. Han Solo's arc of someone who was only in for the money and later comes back to help his friends destroy the Death Star would also not have worked in this scenario. Even if the rest of the first Star Wars movie was similar to the one audiences got in 1977, the rest of the franchise would have been radically different. It must be noted that, without Harrison Ford's human Han Solo, Star Wars might never have become what it became. The original Star Wars film became a box office success due to how different and exciting it was compared to other action films from the same era. However, the success of both The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi was built on how much audiences cared about the characters, including Han Solo. Whether that would have happened with the giant green monster Han Solo is difficult to say. The ripple effect of Han Solo being an alien in Star Wars would have also changed the expanded universe, the prequels, and the Star Wars sequels. This alien Han Solo already knew the Jedi, so maybe he would have been part of the Star Wars prequels. Without Han and Leia becoming a couple, some of the most popular expanded universe stories, such as Heir to the Empire, become significantly different. Likewise, much of the Star Wars sequels' story was built on Ben Solo, son of Han Solo and Leia Organa. Essentially, the Star Wars universe as it is today would not exist had George Lucas gone with the alien Han Solo idea. What do you think this would have been like? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like the video, and subscribe for more Star Wars videos every week, and remember to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you all for watching, and remember, the Force will be with you. Always.